I'm still waiting on that Warhammer content. Well, good news, baby! Good news! Incredible segue! Today, we are going to be devoting an endless amount of time to jump into Warhammer lore. Okay, every single Warhammer 40k faction explained, part 1, an hour long, by Bricky. A lot of people recommended this specific video to me because, as you know, I am deep diving into Warhammer lore right now. And I was gonna do D&D lore, but I really wanted to kind of square away Warhammer lore. And since there is literally so much Warhammer lore, we are going to be spending as much time as we possibly need to dive in here and get everything. As you know, it's your boy here, Lord Nuxanor. I will master the lore of everything. Currently, the highest recommendations for future lore that I'm gonna jump into is D&D lore, All Tomorrows, Lovecraft lore, Hollow Knight lore, Elden Ring lore. You guys are going crazy with your recommendation. Kung Fu Panda lore. You guys are going insane with the recommendations, and I respect it and appreciate it. We'll get to everything. I will consume all lore. All right. Every single Warhammer 40k faction explained. We're jumping into this. Shout out to the female custodies because they're the ones that got me on this entire Warhammer fucking drug trip. So let's see what we got.
Someone who doesn't necessarily serve the Omnissiah, but someone who can appreciate them.
Oh.
You will not be getting my legs today, as I will be replacing them with various things depending on which faction we are currently talking about.
That is the greatest gimmick of all time. That's an insane gimmick.
Add a little bit more context and possible comedy to whatever the
Hilarious. Possible comedy. It's an anime girl's backside. Let's go.
hell I am currently doing. So, hello everybody, my name is Bricky.
Hi Bricky!
And this is going to be a long video and
a
large
video
project that has been going on for quite some time. This is, I need 2 hands for this. This is every single Warhammer 40k race in kind of a nutshell.
All right! Bro, this is exactly what I needed. I got the whole timeline already, by the way, Mr. Bricky. I know that you're here probably watching me watch this. And if you are, nothing but respect for you and your sexy legs. That said, your boy has already mastered the timeline. I have deep dived. I know about the whole fucking millions of year timeline shit. We are jumping into it, okay? So now let's figure out all the races, all the factions, all the peoples in here, all the different, I don't know if we're getting into chaos gods and shit in here, but there's a lot to flesh out. So I'm assuming part 1 is gonna be just all the different factions of humanity, and I assume part 2 is gonna be other races. That's just my guess, but listen, your boy needs to consume all lore. Let's go. And I'm not reading all the books, because there's 150 books.
Explained, a little bit of explanation, a little bit of lore, a little bit of talking
lore.
about tabletop, but mostly lore, what they're about, and also a little bit of background for those of you who just have no clue what Warhammer 40,000 is.
But I do, because I already did my first lore dive. Your boy is gonna keep digging. But let's go.
Now you see, Warhammer and Warhammer 40,000 is a universe people hear plenty of, but don't know a whole lot about.
That was literally me, by the way, like a week ago. I was like, oh, Warhammer 40k, that's about giant fucking monstrous looking mech guys killing furries, right? It's you go to a planet has lots of furries, they call them heretics and they just massacre the lot of them. And it turns out I was exactly right. That is exactly what Warhammer actually is. No, I'm joking. That was a joke. Or was it?
They see, oh, there's these dudes in big power armor with chainsaw swords, and they got these big old green orcs and some bugs over there.
Right,
and everyone calls these guys weebs. And then there's these spiky bitches over here. I don't get it. I don't understand. Where do I start?
It's all about the war, okay? It never changes, apparently.
Well, this video is particularly for you, or for those of you who have a little bit of knowledge, but you're kind of curious about each of the different races and factions
that's
in
what we're
Warhammer.
Here for. I feel like this is always the progression I go through when I do these lore dives. All right, first we need the timeline. Fucking timelines. Gotta get the timeline. And yeah. Then we gotta figure out the races, the factions, the fucking degenerates.
So overall, the Warhammer universe is vast when it comes to lore and background. And each different faction is so different.
Dude, I love some good ass world building, and honestly, 40k surprised me with the world building. I thought it was just gonna be just war, just random war. I didn't think there was actually gonna be some sort of insane development of all these guys. And what's so insane is just from the timeline, I already recognize so many of these.
With the things that they believe in, and some are human, some are transhuman, like where they all have all these crazy ass electronics on them. You've got
okay, I thought he was going a different direction, but respect.
Aliens, and
you got Bill Cipher. You have Discord from My Little Pony.
You've got the Chaos factions. And
oh, dude, the Chaos Gods are the next one that I really want to jump into.
So much to entail that I decided to embark on this project to tell you what each and every single one of them is about, and what the Warhammer universe is about as well, to give at least a little bit of an intro to this extremely bloated but very, very enjoyable world that I and many others partake in. So, I will be explaining every single faction in the Warhammer 40k universe, at least all the factions you can play as, and some smaller factions here and there.
The Tyranids is also something that I really wanted to dive into. I'm really happy he's getting there eventually.
I will not be discussing absolutely everything in it because that is a little bit much, and I'm not going to go too mega deep into the lore. I'm going to give you a pretty solid
This is what we need. We need the overview before we dive into the individual stuff individually. This is how we go. Honestly, Bricky, thank you so much for doing this, babe. Come on.
Of each of the different factions and have you learn a little bit about them, and we'll discuss a little bit of the tabletop as well in case you were curious about that. But for this episode entirely, we are discussing the Imperium of Man because that takes up a fat chunk.
I called it. Yeah, the first video feels like it's just gonna be it's all the different factions of humanity, you know? The fucking Dark Wolves and the Schmark Wolves and the Imperiums and Centurions and goddamn Esoteric Whammon.
Of Warhammer.
I don't think that's a faction, but it should be.
Lore. Oh, boo-hoo! What is Warhammer 40,000? Well, the 40,000 starts off is the year 40,000. The 41st millennium. That's where it takes place, is in the year 40,000, 41,000 AD.
Yeah.
You're already more knowledgeable.
Yeah, true. When I started Warhammer 40k, like the lore dives, I had no idea what the 40k was. And then they were like, it's year 40,000 of man. And I was like, oh, literally that easy, huh? Yeah.
Let me read you a quote. First of many quotes in this video. It is the 41st millennium. For more than 100 years, the Emperor has...
Bro, more than 100 centuries! It's been 10,000 years since the Emperor became a fucking devolving husk attached to a chair. Bro became Aizen after he got his ass blasted by Ichigo.
That immobile on the golden throne of Earth. He is the master of mankind by the will of the gods, and master of 1,000,000 worlds by the might of his inexhaustible armies.
Oh yeah.
He is a rotting carcass.
Bro. Will of the gods, 1,000,000 worlds, inexhaustible army. He's a rotting carcass.
Bathing invisibly with power from the dark age of technology. He is the carrier.
The dark age of technology, if I remember correctly, that was more in like the 20,000s. It was a year of technological advancement that humanity managed to sprawl throughout the entire galaxy. And then, eventually, technology got too advanced. There was this whole AI rebellion shit, and they ended up fighting down this this whole war. All of humanity got fractured. There were different factions of humanity in many different places of the galaxy that couldn't even travel to reach each other at that point after the Dark Age of Technology. Then after that, the Emperor actually revealed himself and said, yo, it's me, the Emperor! And he creates all of his different factions. He has a bunch of children, as emperors do, and he manages to reunite the world until the Horus Heresy, which killed him in the year 30,000. And then for the next 10,000 years, it's just endless war. It's a chicken without a head. It's a infinitely powerful mankind country that sprawls over the entire galaxy. Many different factions, different religions are now sprouting up because the Emperor is now kind of a rotting carcass. And it's 10,000 years of war with no Emperor to lead them and just his body on a throne. But he's immortal, so he'll be there forever. So, I don't know. I think it's such a fascinating timeline that we're 10,000 years after the Emperor actually united mankind, you know?
Lord of the Imperium, for whom 1,000 souls are sacrificed every day so that he may never truly die.
Which is ironic because also in the lore, the Emperor's immortal, but more than immortal. He's immortal, but he also is constantly reborn. So even if he does somehow, even if you manage to kill this immortal guy, he just gets reborn. But they are sacrificing thousands and thousands of people to keep him alive. Bro, if you would just let him die, he would be reborn and he wouldn't be a fucking husk on a chair. Bro, come on, man.
To be a man in such times is to be amongst untold billions.
Yeah!
It is to live in the cruelest and most bloody regime imaginable.
Yeah!
These
War!
are the tales of those times.
All right.
Forget the power of technology and science, for so much has been forgotten.
Right? Because after the dark age of technology, when AI rebelled, humanity's actual scientific advancements were set back by a lot. We are currently in the year 40,000, but it's still not the most advanced that humanity's technology has been.
Never to be relearned. Forget the promise of progress and understanding, for in the grim, dark future, there is only war. There is no peace amongst the stars, only an eternity of carnage and slaughter, and the laughter of thirsting gods.
Oh, baby! Dude, I'm telling you, I haven't done the Chaos Gods deep dive yet. I'm already excited. Nurgle looks like Tectone, and Slanesh looks like she's very popular on certain websites that shall not be named.
Everything blows. And it blows fucking hard.
Yeah!
Warhammer is probably the most dark and depressing universes ever in fiction. Or
I don't know, bro. We're gonna be doing Lovecraft lore after this, so I don't know if that's gonna hold up.
Like top 3. Everything.
Really, top 3? That's wild. I mean, it is depressing and dark. It's like the idea that in a future, an endless future of humanity, it just devolves into complete war, right? Before the dark age of technology, there was actually some sort of peace. And then, sorry, bro.
It's so absurdly horrible, destructive, or overpowered that it all kind of ends up canceling itself out. It's like Dota. War rages across the galaxy.
All right.
Interstellar travel is only possible due to sacrificing 1,000 souls a day to a rotting carcass of a man who you believe to be your god.
The guy who, by the way, when he was alive, he was like, guys, do not deify me. I'm not a god. Don't worship me, okay? Don't worship me. And then he becomes a carcass and everyone's like, oh my god! Let's worship him! We can make a religion out of this!
Gods and just demons tear open the fabric of reality on a whim. Other Xenos...
Oh, right, dude. There's the void, whatever it's called. The soul void shit. The rift? What's it called? The warp! That's what it's called. The warp.
Or even other humans end up killing each other in untold billions across the galaxy.
Right, because the philosophy is we need mankind to evolve. So it's true. If you kill off 1 billion people, then that's fine. As long as it brings mankind into the future, they literally don't care. The value of life has become basically nil. And it's only the value of humanity that actually exists. Which is such a dystopian concept. Like, the actual value of life being meaningless. What's the point of humanity existing if life doesn't mean anything? Like, but if life starts to mean things, then they can't be the utilitarian, authoritarian bastards that they were, and they can't actually bring humanity into a future and put all of humanity at risk to some chaos god eating their ball sack. Like, it's a very, very scary dichotomy, and it's really interesting, and I didn't expect Warhammer lore to actually be that intriguing.
It is a time of unending war, slaughter, and a bloodbath amongst everybody. Planets are deemed unrecoverable and are completely destroyed on a whim.
Yeah, it's like, there's a furry on this planet. Call in the airstrike! Praise the Space King!
Everything sucks. But that's like the charm of it.
Yeah.
See, everything in Warhammer...
Because if everything's shit, it only gets better from there. Am I right, guys? You may have never touched a woman. You may be sitting there and being like, oh, guys, what's the new meta in Yu-Gi-Oh? What's the new Pokemon meta? Meta this, meta that. Have you ever met a fucking woman before? Guys, it can get better, okay?
Is evil. But being evil is kind of fun. Like, humanity...
Dude, that's literally... I'm so excited about Warhammer. I'm waiting for Twitter to actually learn the Warhammer lore and decide to cancel it. It's because, like, wait a second. These guys are bad people! And it's like, bro. Yes, exactly. I'm hoping you're enjoying it as well.
Its own right is a xenophobic, prejudice, and religious zealot group that kill each other just as much as they kill all of their enemies.
Right.
And
that's awesome, right? Am I right? Am I right, guys? Listen, I'm not saying I respect or support the ideology, but that's pretty fucking metal. That's hard as fuck.
Like mid to high tier evil.
Wait a second. Imperium of Man is only mid to high tier evil?
On the evil scale of Warhammer, nobody is good. No matter who you are, everyone is some flavor, some color of evil.
See, I'm not sure. I mean, this guy obviously knows a lot more about Warhammer lore than I do, but it depends how you define evil. I feel like good and evil are concepts that are completely different in this dystopian future. They're living in a future where if humanity would not be as fucking evil, in air quotes, as they would be, the Chaos Gods would literally swallow them whole. It's a battle of order versus chaos. It's not a battle of good versus evil. So if you are on the side of order and don't want to be swallowed up by chaos, sometimes you're going to have to do things that, at the cost of billions of lives, are going to actually bring you into the future. I mean, to be honest, I think that's just, it's such a fascinating take on good and evil, because no, the focus is not good versus evil.
Whoever you pick, you are going to be the bad guy. But that's the fun of it. Because being the bad guy is badass.
Yes!
Villains are cool.
Dude, villains are awesome. Bro, shout out to people on Twitter that are canceling Amazing Digital Circus because Jax is a jerk.
Cool. They look cool, they got cool outfits, they got cool weapons, they got cool armies. Villains are cool, man. And when everyone is a villain, everyone is pretty cool.
Interesting. I wonder if, like, dude, this guy obviously knows a lot more about Warhammer lore than I do. I wonder if they really are all villains. Yes, they do things that are undescribably horrible. Like, I'm never gonna defend the moral decision of this guy deciding to wipe out a planet or whatever. But ultimately, that doesn't make him a villain. It just gives him a very warped ideology, you know?
That's what makes this so charming, is that everyone can be the bad guy. So let's start off talking about the main bad guy.
It's not evil if it's for the Emperor! So real.
Quote unquote. The Imperium of Man.
Yo! The main bad guy, the Imperium of Man. Let's fucking go. Oh, God. If everyone's a villain, then no one is. The Horus Heresy. Look, as far as my dive goes, I think the Horus Heresy is probably the most fascinating little arc in Warhammer history.
Whack! It's geared! Whack!
The Imperium of Man is the main empire of the human race. All of humanity is under this one flag called the Imperium. And about 10,000 years ago, there was
There we go, the 30k fucking Horus Heresy. Here we go, man. Dude, I'm so happy I did the my lore deep dive before the faction lore.
He was the Emperor of mankind.
Was the Emperor, still is, and forever will be the Emperor. Praise be the Emperor. Praise be Space King. I will worship this man.
A 10-foot-tall psychic demigod who led humanity across the stars to colonize tons and tons of worlds, create superhuman soldiers, and really bring humanity to a new age. This man, the Emperor of Mankind, was
the God Emperor to you.
And a psyker is like a magician of sorts. In the world of 40k,
I thought it was just like a psychic type guy.
There is the warp, the immaterium, kind of like hell, but sort of like a purgatory dimension.
I mean, interesting. I more looked at it as like just kind of an alternate dimension, except that dimension is like full of demons and chaos and shit. It's like an alternate dimension where chaos reigns supreme instead of order, maybe.
Of hell, and a psyker is someone who can take that power and manifest it through their mind to use it to do stuff, like witchcraft stuff, magician stuff, spells, and lots of other things, but we don't want to get too into that. The Emperor, big boy psyker, top tier, A+. Now the Emperor.
All right, dude. A lot of people have been asking me to look at. There's this video that's top 10 strongest characters in Warhammer history. Bro, this guy has to be literally up there, right? Like, come on.
Created a bunch of sons. Yes,
created sons. He don't put his dick in a whammon. This man creates sons, ladies and gentlemen. God. He created sons. I don't impregnate women. I create sons. My God, he's amazing. The Primarchs.
A bunch of sons known as the Primarchs. He created 18 Primarchs to have them lead all of the different legions of humanity to the different stars.
Yeah,
and
because this guy, he couldn't be everywhere at the same time, right? He ended up, Bricky knows, he's putting it in terms everyone can rap. I understand. Bro, obviously, Bricky knows Warhammer lore a lot better than I do. I'm just a fucking, I dipped my toe in the pond, okay? And I respect that he's dumbing it down for the uninitiated. I think that is definitely the best way to make a video like this. Again, I'm saying this is complete. I'm just trying to put my twist and my spin on it because, I mean, look, I love fiction. I love fantasy. I love world building. And I'm just kind of trying to put my, my understanding of the more, let's say, philosophical side of the medium. But cool. 18 because 2 of them don't count. God damn. No, but it's interesting. Like, obviously, he couldn't create, he couldn't command all of humanity. So he made his home base on Terra, right, on Earth, and he sent these 20 Primarchs with different legions to base it, or 18, to the rest of the galaxy.
Plans to help colonize and bring it out. These Primarchs are basically like little versions of the Emperor.
Right, they're like demigods. If he's a god, which he is, then they're like demigods.
Not all of them are Psychers, but a lot of them are very, very powerful, and they lead his special Space Marine legions.
Yeah.
Then this big clusterfuck happened called the Horus Heresy, where the Emperor's favorite son, the Primarch, Horus...
Bro, it's always the favorite son. Why can't he get betrayed by his least favorite son? Come on!
Ended up joining Chaos and leading 9 other, well, I guess 8, 9 of the 18, half of his Primarchs directly to Earth.
Insane. Actually started a civil war because he was corrupted by Chaos. Now, here's the thing, that everyone likes to mention that the Emperor is like an evil guy, right? He's causing all these wars, he's wiping out all these planets, he basically, he would go to different colonies of humans throughout the galaxy that were spread there over 10,000 years, ever since the dark age of technology, right? And he would reunite with them, and he would say, hey, you join the Emperor or you die. And if they don't join the Empire, well, he would wipe them out. And it's like, well, that makes him an evil guy. Am I right? But if you think about it, he knows that anyone that doesn't join the Imperium of Mankind would probably fall victim to Chaos. And as you can see, half of his own sons that he made didn't have as children. He created them. Though half of his sons actually were infected by Chaos and rebel against him, right? Like, that's horrifying. Like, these were the goats. These were literally the goats. So again, trying to understand why the God Emperor of Mankind would do this sort of thing. He's doing it for humanity's sake, even though he's discarding every possible moral virtue on the way.
To fight down the Emperor himself. Now, if you want to know what Chaos is, remember what I mentioned earlier? The warp, that immaterium, the hellish place?
Yeah, hell place.
In there relies the 4 Chaos...
The goats! Bro, we got Nurgle, we got Slanusi, we got Sinch, and we got, Balrog. Okay,
gods. Imagine like Satan and 3 other Satans.
No, it's so much worse. It's like, you know Satan? You know he like causes evil and stuff? So there's 4 of them now! And instead of just wanting you to do evil, they just want you to do chaos! God damn! God damn, bro. I have to do a deep dive into these guys. I love gods in, like, fictional universes. They're always the most interesting parts.
The warp being kind of evil, though.
Right? Like, check it out. You got Pokimane, Nikocado Avocado, obviously Moist Critical, and Asmongold. The 4 gods of the fucking...
Imagine like Satan and 3 other Satans.
Hell yeah.
The warp being kind of evil, those Chaos Gods, that's the reason. And so those Chaos Gods manipulated Horus, and then Horus helped manipulate all 8 other Primarchs to lead this giant coup directly on the Emperor
called the Horus Heresy.
On Earth. And they fucked up shit.
Oh,
After this huge civil...
They basically killed, well, sort of killed the Emperor, right? They turned him into the husk that he is. They fucked up humanity. That was probably the biggest successful move that the actual Agents of Chaos had in history against mankind. Probably not in history, right? I guess the biggest dub for them in history was the birth of Slaanesh, which wiped out the entire, what are they called? The Eldar race. Like, they wiped out that, they fucking annihilated the strongest race that's been basically ruling the galaxy for the last 60 million years. Like, think about it, bro.
Civil War, Horus died, but not before brutally wounding the Emperor.
Bruh.
And right at the end of his life, they put the Emperor on this large golden throne on Earth, in which he is now alive,
But a husk.
barely, but slowly rotting away, powering something called the Astronomicon, so long as he stays alive, and is fed 1,000 people a day.
Easy. But again, right? You look at the mentality of humanity, and the mentality of humanity is keeping humanity going, right? It's keeping humanity moving into the future, right? Like, think about it. That's what this story is all about. So sacrificing 1,000 souls for the sake of humanity's advancement, easy, right? Yes, evil, but also easy. Like, that's where the mentality is. Dude, the philosophy in Warhammer 40k is fascinating. Imagine shifting every ethical goalpost that you have in your mind.
The Astronomicon is like the North Star. If you want to do interstellar travel in 40k, you need to pass through that demonic warp I mentioned earlier. But how do you know where you're going? Well, the Emperor is there putting a nice little navigator right there. He helps navigate you to know where you're going. If you want
Dune style. That's why you need the fucking, what's it called? The dust? The dust in Dune. There's no way it's called the dust, right? The sauce. The grass. You know, the worm shit that lets you know how to space travel. The spice, thank you. I called it the dust.
want to go from Earth to some crazy solar system across the way, you need to go through that warp, and then you need to know where you're going, go through there, and pop your way out. It's like doing nether travel in Minecraft, so you can...
Dude, man is dumbing it down in such a brilliant way. Bricky has a level of explanation that's honestly fantastic. You could tell how experienced he is in explaining esoteric topics to the uninitiated. Goddamn.
Shorten the distance between going to areas. So long as the Emperor is alive and being fed 1,000 people a day to stay
Man, it would be really convenient if someone gave him like a text-to-speech device. That would be insane.
Alive, you can do that. The moment he dies, interstellar travel's gone.
And the thing is, the moment interstellar travel dies, every human colony that's too far from actual Terra just becomes completely segregated and alone. Alone for the pickings. Who knows? Orcs will show up and fucking enslave them again. Because that's what happened after the Dark Age of Technology. Age of Strife Part 2, baby. The issue is they keep him alive constantly, because if they don't, literally trillions of human lives, millions of colonized planets are all just completely wiped away.
For all of humanity. You're so boned. Now, since the Horus Heresy 10,000 years ago, the Imperium has fallen from grace substantially.
Yeah, and that's where we are now, after the fall from grace.
All technology has started to dwindle and die. There is now giant fundamental religious extremists that now believe the Emperor of Mankind was a deity.
They are right! Praise be the God Emperor of Mankind, baby! Alright, but anyway, so the point is, like, when the Emperor actually revealed himself to mankind after the Age of Strife, he shows up and he's like, all right, first things first, no more religions, no more cults, all right, we are unified. No more of this, oh, my religion is better, you get into a war. No, sir, there are too many bad guys in this universe, and we must fucking eat their asses. So, no more cults, no more religious battle shit, none of that stuff. There is only the Imperium, right? Yeah, pretty based, I guess. Anyway, so after he does that, that was his first decree. Bro, and then the fucking second this man becomes a husk, they're like, religion time! A
true living god, which is probably the last thing the Emperor would have wanted to be remembered for.
True, but they're right, though. They're right. God, Emperor, Mankind. Anything for the Emperor. Blood for the blood god.
So now you have this thing called the Ecclesiarchy, which is this giant church entirely devoted to spreading the good word of the Emperor.
Yes!
He is now the Holy Emperor God, the God Emperor of mankind.
Yeah!
And all of the Imperium has taken up worshiping him to the fullest extent and killing anything that isn't humanity in his name.
Oh my fucking god, I didn't realize they went that. Oh my god! They... My guy. Bro, that's insane. Wait, they kill anything that isn't humanity. They became the ultimate xenophobic racist. Just going out there, butchering everyone, and then pinning the blame on the Emperor. No! Bro, the ecclesiarchy, bro. Every time, every time. And then they pat themselves on the back and they say, this is for the Emperor.
The Imperium has this futuristic Gothic tone to it and a hefty religious zealotry to them.
Nice.
If you think anything against the Emperor, that's heresy and you deserve to die.
Honestly, true. Honestly valid. Just based.
That is called being a heretic. Heretics die in 40k.
Based. Kill the heretics. End the heretics. Die, heretic! Are you a furry? Dude, I don't know why in my brain, but the fucking heresy and furries just somehow, there's the overlap somehow.
There is no such thing as freedom of religion. There is no such thing as
Freedom of religion? There's no such thing as freedom!
freedom of speech, so long as you are against the Emperor. There is no such thing as any kind of tolerance. Everyone.
Bro tweets out on Twitter just something random and cringe. FBI shows up, knocks their door down, murders them for being a heretic. God. Wouldn't that be nice?
Is a religious zealot. Some more than others, but no matter what, you're preaching that good word. So right now, everyone in humanity is trying to expand their empire across the stars. If you are a heretic, someone who doesn't believe in the Emperor,
someone that doesn't believe that the human race is the superior race and every other race needs to fucking kneel,
are deserving of death.
Holy shit, I didn't realize the Imperium became that fucking messed up. That's insane.
If you believe in the Chaos Gods, you are also a heretic and you deserve death. If you are an alien race of any kind, you are a filthy Xenos and you deserve death as well.
Holy shit. Bro, I literally didn't realize that they actually went this far. I mean, I understand that they want to colonize and all that and that they think humanity is superior, right? They are a xenophobic fucking culture, okay? These are a xenophobic, authoritarian, insane, radically religious zealot regime. It is obviously a fucking authoritarian nightmare. But holy crap, you have a genetic mutation? Die, heretic! Oh my god.
As well. So long as the murder continues and humanity expands, the Imperium of Man is very, very happy.
That's insane. Shit, bro.
However, the largest fighting force of this Imperium is my personal favorite faction, and the first faction we'll discuss, the Astra Militarum, or also known as the Imperial Guard.
All right. All right. So far that was the okay. First step done. The ecclesiarchy. Interesting. All right, we move on. Time to talk about the Astra Militarum. But the ecclesiarchy are a lot more fucking insane than I realized. I mean, it's obviously that they took the darkest parts of Christian history and they fucking, you know, they sent it to like an actual extreme, right? You know, crusades for Jesus type thing, except a lot darker. Oh my god, that's insane.
Oh, man, you finished. That's it, man. Game over, man.
The Imperial Guard is the main fighting force of the Imperium.
All right.
And in a world of horrifying creatures, galactic monstrosities, the literal demons themselves breaking through the fabric of time to kill you.
Right, true. The warp demons start just pouring out. There's also the Eye of Terror, which is just spilling chaos shit into the galaxy.
Imperial Guard are untold billions of regular men and women wearing modern day like flak armor with a laser rifle.
That's insane. I somehow didn't even realize they existed. I somehow imagined that everyone was just like the Battle Brothers, the fucking goddamn killer Marine guys. I thought that was all of them. I didn't realize there was actually a Imperial Guard just as a regular faction of just untold billions of just random guys. That's interesting, because I guess the Space Marines are just like the super elites that they devote weaponry and technology into. These are just the normal people. They win with numbers. That's crazy.
This is the humble las gun. the main weapon of the Imperial Guard. It fires superheated plasma lasers at an extremely fast fire rate. It is reliable, never jams. It can blow off limbs, giant holes in concrete. It is overall an extremely devastating weapon.
It's a crazy weapon, and they just give it to random dudes to go and fucking annihilate different cultures and shit. I mean, think about it. Every army needs some cannon fodder, and guys, we found them.
In modern day, it is one of the weakest in the 40k universe.
No! You have untold billions of men and women sacrificing their lives for the Imperium as just nameless soldiers, knowing that their deaths are upon them, and they give them flashlights? No!
Yeah, a laser rifle that never jams, it could blow off limbs, one of the weakest weapons. That's the world we're in right now.
Bro, it's blowing off limbs. They have these space marines that are just atomic gassing planets. Why do you even need these guys?
But
well, I guess there's billions, right? I guess there are billions of them.
Who cares? Because the Imperial Guard has, in each battle, 500,000 of these men and women, 30,000 large armored tanks, 10,000 artillery batteries. The Imperial Guard wins through sheer numbers and firepower.
That's actually insane, right? To think about it. Like, it's true. You obviously have the, like, the Space Marine guys are obviously going to be much more powerful. But if you think about it, a Space Marine guy might be awesome, but he's not beating a million random fuckers. Unless they're all on one planet and they can just blow up the planet or something. You know?
They kind of have this World War I, World War II style aesthetic with legions of guardsmen as well as high company commanders. And
I mean, I get that, right? Like, I feel like World War I, World War II, those were like the most known wars in history that just untold thousands just went to die, you know? Like, I get using that as an aesthetic for the legions of mankind. And here's the thing, every single one of their lives is meaningless, right? Like, bro, there's untold billions of you. If you didn't conscript, if you weren't in this army, would it even matter? Probably not. But for mankind, you are more than willing to put your life on the line, to join the fight for man, you know? Somehow, every single one of them has a different ethical and moral comprehension of what's important in the world of Warhammer to us. Obviously, to us, we want to live a good life, be happy, you know? Some of us want kids, some of us want a financial stability. And then you got these guys, right? Like, that, me being happy when humanity is gonna be wiped out if I don't fight, me having a financial stability, will that matter if humanity is overtaken by chaos? I don't think so! So becoming one of the untold billions is just the move. Such an interesting psychological perspective these guys have.
Generals on the field along with them, and multiple kinds of troops. A normal Imperial Guard battle starts off with artillery, long lines of artillery, cracking the crust of the planet underneath the enemy's feet.
Oh, yeah.
And as this barrage continues, hundreds of thousands of guardsmen, a sea of guardsmen surges forward.
That's crazy. And they do this in any planet they want to take over. It's like, guys, it doesn't matter what you're up against. If you are sending 1 million men just on foot, they will overwhelm everything. Brother! Oh, God, space fascism is my favorite gender.
Firing and charging at everything possible while the planet rumbles as tanks roll up behind them.
What, Eren Yeager, is that you? No, it's the Imperial fucking Guard for the Emperor, goddammit!
Gunships block out the sun and tanks block out the dirt with the steps and hoofprints of millions of guardsmen. It is through numbers and sheer sundering firepower. They are the first and last line of defense for the Imperium and make up a huge bulk of the battles. The Imperial Guard is also made up of tons of different kinds of regiments. The Catachin Jungle Fighters live in a...
They don't even give them armor. They're just these big buff naked guys with little laser pistols and grenades. That's insane.
death world that's more hospitable than almost any firefight they'll ever get into. So they just have this steroid-looking, giant knife, Rambo Predator-looking sons of bitches where nothing is anywhere near as scary as a simple night on their home planet. You have the Valhallan winter soldiers who haven't felt their toes in 300 years.
Oh my god, these poor guys. Dude, it's insane. I mean, obviously, you're taking over the galaxy. Every planet is going to have its own vegetation. It's going to have its own way to live, its own climate. And think about it. These are wars that have gone on for 10,000 years. They are literally genetically bred at this point for warring in a specific setting. Like, these guys here, these guys are after 10,000 years of ancestors fighting wars in cold climates. Can you imagine that? Our human history doesn't even go back 5,000 years, basically, right? So, like, think about that. That's insane, just to even comprehend your entire human history, everything that you could think of, and that history has, as far as humanity goes, is a fraction of the time that this guy's parents fought in this fucking snowbank. Like, do you recognize the endless bloodshed we're talking about?
The Mordian Iron Guard, who are more interested in making their shoes shine than actually fighting a battle. And then, of course, the big one, the Cadians from Cadia.
Oh. Wait, was Cadia the planet that was wiped out by the Eye of Terror guys? The guys in the Eye of Terror came out and blew up the planet. Oh, that's rough. That's crazy shit. Yeah, no, I mean recorded human history, obviously. I'm not talking about fucking monkeys and cavemen. Yeah, but dude, god damn. That's crazy.
The biggest export of guardsmen in the entirety of the Imperium. You will fire your first gun at 5. You will disassemble and reassemble it at 10. You will have pounding artillery drills day in and day out at 15. And you'll fight your first swarm lord at 16.
God damn! Bro! So what's the age of consent? What the fuck? Bro, America! Yeah! I want my kid to be fit and ready to fight a swarm lord at 16.
And if you mention Cadia, you will burst into an unrelenting amount of tears and sadness like I do daily.
Honestly though, right? Think about it. Fuck, dude, that's crazy. That's crazy, bro. Dude, obviously, this is a traumatic event. This is traumatic as shit. A planet being wiped out? Like, can you even imagine the trauma? Forget the billions of lives lost. The trauma of every human.
Into an unrelenting...
Bro, we still remember with trepidation what happened on 9/11. Okay? Literally, we remembered the Twin Towers, like, with horror in our hearts and fear in our boners, okay? Like, that was a traumatic fucking thing. Compare that to a planet getting wiped out, right?
Amount of tears and sadness like I do daily. To quote,
damn.
I have at my command an entire battle group of the Imperial Guard, 50 regiments including specialized drop troops, stealthers, mechanized formations, armored companies, combat engineers, and mobile artillery. Over 500,000 fighting men and 30,000 tanks and artillery pieces are mine to command.
Crazy. Imagine 500,000 men under your command. God damn.
Emperor, show mercy to the fool that stands against me, for I shall not. The Imperial Guard are my personal favorite faction in 40k. They're the army I collect the most, the ones I enjoy playing the most, and the one I enjoy in the lore sense a lot. There's something about just a regular man with a laser rifle being told to charge the horrors.
It's so interesting, because I would have thought that, like, most people's favorite guys are obviously the big fucking super soldiers that are killing furries by the millions, you know? Like, those, like, in my mind, those are the crazy ones. But, like, if you think about it for a second, dude, Bricky is, like, spitting here. bro. These are soldiers. They're him. These guys are him. These are 500,000 men in a single army. One tiny army. One fraction of the grand army of mankind. Untold billions of these soldiers. But they get up. They worship the Emperor and they fight for humanity. Like, the chances of their survival are close to nothing, but they fight for humanity to have a tomorrow. You know? They don't only kill furries, they also kill Cthulhu abomination monsters. Listen, I'm just saying, some people get the short end of the stick.
Of this universe, and willingly doing so for his god emperor. It's just poetic.
It is, it's kind of beautiful. It really is just actually kind of beautiful. Right? These are regular guys. They're like me and you. Can you imagine if there was another untold billion amounts of you doing exactly what you're doing, putting your life on the line to fight for your god emperor, to remove heretics from the galaxy and give mankind a future? Damn.
Actually represent the main Imperial Guard tactics pretty well. Large amounts of artillery that doesn't require a line of sight, lots of tanks, tons of infantry, drop troops, and gunships. Overall, they're pretty similar to how they sound, though a little bit expensive to collect, unfortunately. And they don't hit a lot. They have a bit of a bad aim, but you don't really care because
because there's billions of them!
Drowning them in shots.
That's the point. That's the point. You are a shitty guy with a laser rifle. What are you gonna accomplish in your life? Nothing. You are meaningless. But if there were another billion of you, well then, I don't know. Maybe you'd fucking do something. Right? That's the idea. Drowning them out in sheer numbers. Quantity over quality.
However, if you want more accurate fire and specialization, we can move on to talk about
Space Marines.
Space Marines.
Yeah! I don't know. Space Marines are fucking cool. Heretics. The Angels of Death. Oh, Angelus de la Muerte.
The Angels of Death are up next.
All right.
Space Marines are genetically engineered super soldiers and superhumans.
Oh, yeah.
They're given extra organs.
Organs?
Their skin tissue is toughened.
Oh,
their bones are stronger. They're taller than the average person. They're pretty massive people. And these are the specialized super soldiers that carry out a lot of the more specific tasks for the Imperium. And there's tons of legions of them.
I don't know. There's just something about big fucking men. Big fucking guy. There's just something about that just, it's beautiful.
Them. In fact, there's one.
Bro, dude, these guys would make Dickmaster proud. Bro.
Per Primarch. Each Primarch, the Emperor's son, as I mentioned before, oversees their legion of...
Yeah, the Blood Angels Legion, the Imperial Fist Legion, the Space Wolves Legion, the Iron Hands Legion, not the Pokemon. I love how just bloody and badass these people are just doing. Oh my god. Can't talk about amoral people doing amoral things. People might get offended. If you get offended by the Space Marine, then you know what that means? That means you're a heretic, goddammit!
Space Marines. The genetic upgrade they get is based on the genes of said Primarch. It's something called a gene seed. That's what brings them up to this like superhuman level. As stated, each Primarch has their own legion.
Yeah.
Robot Girly Man has the Ultramarines. Jagatai Khan has the White Scars.
Yeah, the Ultramarines. Those are, I feel like those are the most popular, right? Maybe the Wolf guys?
Rogel Dorn has the Imperial Fists. Corvus Corax has the Raven Guard. And there's a whole bunch of other side sections that
they're so cool. I don't know, man. Like, this is just like my inner just fucking edgy kid is like coming out right now. Dude, these guys are just big fucking dudes.
Also extremely interesting and have a little bit more of a twist on the average Space Marines, which we will discuss in a bit. Humorously enough, I don't have a whole lot to say about Space Marines.
What?
They're superhumanly fast. In fact,
there's this whole idea of genetically altering them, right? How you create Space Marines is a whole process as well. You don't mess with these guys.
It's been said that nothing that large should move that quick. These men in power armor moving at blazing fast speeds, their reflexes are faster, their skin is tougher. They are overall just extremely powerful soldiers. In fact,
they're actual monsters of combat, angels of death.
Where they differ comes down to which Space Marine Legion we're talking about.
Right, each one is probably specialized into different areas of the ultimate takeover, of the ultimate creation.
Since the Ultramarines done by Robot Gilliman are the main blue boys, strong and almost...
that's that's the generic ones, right? The Space Marines.
Every way, the jack of all trades kind of group that are a little bit too strong, and that's a lore problem, but
okay, all right. We'll get into that, I guess.
The White Scars by Jagatai Khan are all about speed freaks, go fast. We're talking attack bikes.
Oh man, bro, this is the Fast and the Furious of the of the goddamn Warhammer world.
We're talking land speeders. You want to go in quick. You want to hit them hard. You want them to be swarming around like buzzflies, buzz saws, with the speed of buzz saws.
All right, sure, whatever that means. Okay.
Fuck you, Pale King.
Damn.
Salamanders love fire.
No, we're doing Hollow Knight lore, by the way. That is on the list for sure.
Fire in the forge, fire in battle. Flamers, melta guns, multi-meltas. Just so long as something can be burning, that's big. And they're also
Dude, I love these guys. I literally love these guys. It's awesome. It's crazy. I don't know. The Space Marines are so cool. Just different specialized units of mass destruction. Each one just mass destruction and colonization. Just moving humanity forward. One crazy niche genocide at a time. Oh god, this world is so corrupt, it's amazing.
Actually, some of the nicest of the Space Marines. A lot of Space Marines have this kind of like holier than thou thing because of their genetic strength.
I am a genetically strong man. I am worth more than you.
However, the Salamanders tend to put human lives above the lives of themselves.
Wow, very interesting. That goes against the whole, you know, for the Emperor, for mankind diction that a lot of the Imperium seems to go by. I guess their Primarch must have that as like an actual ethical goal of his.
Which is actually rather rare. They're also all black, but not like just regular black, like 2 a.m. line at a White Castle black. Like they have a charcoal, dark, ashy exterior and blazing red eyes.
God damn.
Apparently something about living on their home planet of Nocturne, which I don't know if that makes much sense, but who cares? This is like fantasy land anyway. Overall, Salamanders are actually one of my personal favorite legions because they're just really cool. They're fun to play as because of all their flamer weapons, and they have a nice, like, more heartwarming lore as opposed to being super evil like everyone else is.
Yeah, that is really interesting. I wonder why that is. I'm sure there is a reason. I mean, bro, they have different books for every single one of the Primarchs, you know? Like in the Horus Heresy saga. So, I mean, I find that very interesting. I'm sure that there is a lore reason for that, but I wonder what is going through their heads that actually gives so much value to human lives. The Primarchs are quite the characters every legion takes after its Primarch. I know that. I know that. There are 30 books about the Primarchs. It's a series of 40 novels, bro. How many novels are there? How many novels in 338 books? Dude, I'm not even kidding. Warhammer has 338 books. The Skull Harvest, The Enemy of My Enemy, The Heraclitus Effect, Iron Warrior, Inquisitor Draco, Pestilence, Deathwing, Lacrimeta, Devil's Marauders, Seed of Doubt, Unforgiven, Monastery of Death, Suffer Not, Unclean to Live, The Alien Beast Within, Warped Star, Space Marine, Harlequin, Chaos Child, First and Only, Into the Maelstrom, Eye of Terror, Space Wolf, Ragnar's Claw, Ghostmaker, Status Dead Zone, Necropolis, 30 Bro, these are all books. These are all like 400-page books. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, these Primarchs are all, the titles are crazy to read, bro. Look at how, like, the Outcast Dead, the Gildar Rift. Bro, this story is just so insanely metal. It's like, they know what they're doing. How many individual authors? A lot, obviously. But it's interesting that there's so much actual character for a lot of the impactful Primarchs in this story. Like, it's just interesting.
Oh my god, we're not even a quarter of the way through the Space Marine legions. Imperial Fists believe in the power of the siege and defensive positions. Raven Guards, master of stealth and sabotage, while having...
We all saw that coming, come on.
Bird helmets. Iron Hands, masters of machines and vehicles, while being really goddamn good at being sold on eBay after one nerf. Space Wolves.
Damn.
Vikings and wolves and tons of wolves and axes, battle axes, fur everywhere. Space Wolves, angry.
Space Wolf. It's just a Space Wolf.
Big teeth. Blood.
Bro's just trying to get through the Space Marines. The idea is each Primarch has a legion of Space Marines, right? Each Space Marines legion is very niche in their abilities because, let me remind you, This is about humanity expanding and humanity being solidly located in the grand scheme of things in the galaxy. This is about humanity having maybe a brighter future. There will never be an end to this war, but if there is, we want humanity on top. So they have these highly specialized units, these fire guys, these stealth guys, these just machine guys, like these speed ones, right? Like every single one. This is the ultimate supremely optimized military force, right?
Blood angels, the genetic defect to make them want to drink blood and go crazy, called the Red Thirst. They have Cupid wings and stuff, which is a little bit strange, and they are all super gay for Sanguinius. Dark angels.
Let's go! See, guys, representation in Warhammer. We didn't even need sweet baby ink, goddammit.
For old school knights and inner circle theme and...
Are you a heretic?
Oh!
No, never. Once in a blue moon, I know.
Death Watch, a fancy-pantsy anti-Xenos group that nobody plays because Death Watch, and they look cool though, but no one plays them. I don't know about Death Watch. They're there though. Black Templars,
cool.
For the people who, if you haven't prayed at least 3 times a day, you're gonna start praying out that airlock, and I'm sure there's some other
Just the super zealots.
chapters I may have missed as well, like Crimson Fist and stuff, but those are the main ones right here.
But you get the idea. The idea is any possible niche that you could think of when it comes to warfare: speed, stealth, strength, machinery, fire-based weapons. Any niche you could think of when it comes to war, there is a super optimized Supermarine Legion for that exact issue. Do you have an underwater battle? Don't worry, because we have a super niche legion of underwater freaking super soldiers just for you. Do you have an issue that needs wolves to solve? Well, no problem. Wolf guys, wolf guys.
Here, quote from the Emperor himself.
The Emperor. Guys, touch your forehead in respect. A moment of silence for the God Emperor of mankind. Okay, what did the God Emperor say? Listen, silence heretics in chat! Stop arguing about World War II for a second and listen.
I'll be my finest warriors, these men who give of themselves to me.
Yes!
Like clay I shall mold them, in the furnace
mold me, daddy.
War I shall forge them. They shall be of iron will and steely sinew.
God,
in
I love how he says that.
I shall clad them, and with the mightiest weapons shall they be armed. They will be untouched by plague or disease.
Oh, yeah.
No sickness shall blight them.
Yes.
They shall have such tactics, strategies, and machines that no foe will best them in battle. They are my bulwark against the terror.
That's us! That's us, guys!
My defenders of humanity, they are my space marines, and they shall know no fear. And on the tabletop...
That's right. I think the Emperor said, those are words from the God Emperor himself. Did you pray today?
They fuck.
Gojo ain't gonna save you from my man.
Fuck. Oh, they fuck hard.
Yeah!
As I'm making this video, Space Marines are laughably strong. That might change at some point, but overall, Space Marines just have it's like a Swiss Army knife. A tool for anything you need.
Right, Space Marines are the generic powerhouses, right? And all the others, like, they're all the factions, but these guys are just insane.
Except it's like a gold-plated Swiss Army knife. It is extremely strong. If you are actually getting into the tabletop of Warhammer, Space Marines are a great start. Also, whatever gameplay style you have, whether you want to be sit back with long range and heavy weaponry, go fast and run in, or even just full melee, all of these options are totally there for you.
Hell yeah. Wolfgang!
Space Marines are super badass, but unfortunately, it's time we start praying to our new god, the 2000...
New god? New god. That sounds like heresy! Glory to the Omnissiah!
2011 Honda Civic.
So is it any wonder?
Oh, the Adeptus Mechanicus, right? The machine cult that somehow they don't... I don't know how the Ecclesiarchy and the freaking Adeptus Mechanicus get along. Maybe he'll explain it to me, because in my previous lore dive, I feel like that was one thing that I literally did not understand at all. How these two could live in some sort of harmony, I don't know. These are the people that worship machinery.
People are afraid of technology.
Technology! The Adeptus Mechanicus.
All hail the toaster, baby.
The Adeptus Mechanicus are a technophile cult.
Technophile? Is that a real word? Wait, hold on. We have to do a lore dive in this word, because I don't want anyone fucking underage toasters. A person who is enthusiastic about new technology. Wait, this is an actual word? How did I never know this word? I have to start using this word just... I have to start using this word just to see what people are gonna say. Oh my god. That's awesome. Alright.
On Mars. Now, these people are
Ever heard of Marcus Brownlee, known technophile?
a little bit weird because they don't actually really believe in the Emperor of Mankind. And you might think, oh, whoa, Berkey, that sounds like some
heresy.
heresy.
Yeah, it does. Honestly, even you just saying it, use it on Muda. Yeah, next episode of the Some Ordinary Podcast, I'm gonna call him a technophile. We'll see how I think.
A little bit. They believe
It is heresy. How does this coexist?
in the Emperor. They believe in his power, but they don't pray to him. They pray to something called the Omnissiah.
Oh my god.
And the Omnissiah is this kind of machine god that they believe permeates in all machines. And
That's so wild. So it's like, it's almost a panpsychist religion, except they think it's a machine. How could a machine be a god? I don't know. Interesting. All right, we'll see. I mean, unless we're talking about Hatsune Miku, in which case, obviously. I do not vibe with gods, but you guys could keep your machine god if you call me his avatar and give my army ships and titans. Big Emperor, circa 29K. Hell yeah.
if you think, well, wait a minute, they believe in a different god as well? That sounds like super heresy.
Super heresy, kill them all. End it, end it.
Yes-ish, but...
Panpsychist, is that the word you used? What does that mean? Panpsychism is, it's an understanding of religion that God is everything. Everything is God. And God would be the sum of everything in the world. That's panpsychism. Like, everything's mind combined is God. So that kind of looks like the Adeptus Mechanicus is believing in this Omnissiah as like a panpsychist mechanical god. That all machines have some sort of soul, and if you combine the soul of all machinery, that's their god.
But they also make all your guns, and they make all your tanks.
I love how it's like, dude, I love, dude, wait a second. That's amazing. All religions are heresy. I will not allow a single religion to flourish. I will give you guns and tanks. Okay, only that one religion. They were literally paying him off. They paid off the God Emperor. There's one God that I worship above myself, and that's money.
And they make everything that you have.
All right, we got it.
So
it's not heresy anymore. Heresy is only if I'm being paid off. America!
Can't really tell them to fuck off. Yeah. Because you're not gonna win nothing if you don't got stuff to shoot people with. See, their Omnissiah.
Okay, that answers the question, basically. So I was wondering the whole time why even the God Emperor was cool with the Adeptus Mechanicus. But obviously, it's because if he wipes them out, their biggest technological advancements are just gonna die, right? So, I get it. Means to an end. See, that's everything that the Emperor was all about. See, for example, the Emperor saw visions of the future, right? His whole gimmick was, he saw visions of an infinite future. And that's why he slowly poked and prodded humanity's history as time moved on, and literally waited until after the Age of Strife to reveal himself to humanity, because he felt like that would be the most impactful thing. So, the idea is... for this character is utilitarianism incarnate, right? It's someone that ultimately believes in how the means justify the end every single time, and he only believes in the end goal. It's never about a, every time he'll make some sort of personalized opinion statement or ethical decision, it's all irrelevant as long as it's bringing you towards that end. So when he bans religion because he knows that the ends of having different religions is that they'll butt heads and they won't all purely just obey him and his command. Except Adeptus Mechanicus. He'll allow them to, even if they are, he knows the end's goal is that. Which is very interesting. He's like the ultimate utilitarianist. Like, I guess that fits someone who could see an endless, infinite future.
At least makes sense from their standpoint. They believe it to be a deity that permeates through all machines.
Right. Panpsychist machine god.
Your Honda Civic, your standard bolt gun, your Dune Strider Walker.
My electric dildo. I mean, I don't have one, but just hypothetically, if I would, it would also, Adeptus Mechanicus would fucking suck on that. That's what I was saying.
Your giant mechs, your huge ships. The Omnissiah is present through all. And the only reason your stuff works is because the machine's spirit in it
Wait, what?
says it works.
Wait, huh? Is that canon, or is that just the belief of the Adeptus Mechanicus? Please tell me that that's not actually the canon. Sheesh, that's crazy.
If you want your gun to work, your tank to run, you must pray to it. And I mean full stop.
That's crazy. That's actually canon? Then it's not a religion. Guys, that's not a religion. It's not based on faith. It's based on fact.
You need to start chanting in high Gothic. You need to burn incense. You need...
Wait a second, that's crazy. So wait, so these guys, they'll pull out their gun to shoot somebody. The gun won't work, and they'll be like, oh, sorry, a second. Then they can start firing.
To sit on your knees and pray to that car, you need to rub oil on your robes, and you need to go, ahomina, homina, 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 homina. Full stop. If you want your damn thing to work, if you want your gun to fire, you need to do that.
That's crazy. I had no idea that it was actually canon. I thought that was the belief of the Adeptus Mechanicus. I didn't actually think that was canon, like factually canon. That's crazy.
Very bizarre, and they actually have a bit of a point because it's obviously working. And if you look at them, I don't know how that works.
Oh my god, look at these guys. These guys are so scary.
So they obviously know something about what they're doing. The most notable member of the Adeptus Mechanicus is Magos, whatever, Belisarius Call. Look at this dude. Look at this dude.
Damn. You're gonna really look at this guy and tell him, nah, I'd win.
Yeah. This is the group we're talking about. These are these weirdos. Here. The Omnissiah Creed.
All right,
the credo, Omnissiah.
I'm ready.
There is no truth in flesh, only betrayal. There is no...
Damn. One sentence and I'm already like, oh, yeah, never mind.
Strength in flesh, only weakness.
They're right.
There is no constancy in flesh, only decay.
Yeah, true. Man, they're spitting.
There is no certainty in flesh, but death.
And obviously, so they worship machinery instead of actually worshiping flesh and blood. Dude, that's crazy. I mean, heresy! Heresy!
Flesh is weakness, flesh is death. The Omnissiah is the god of the machines, and if you wish to be whole, if you wish to be holy, if you wish to give unto him, you must saw down your limbs and remove your organs and replace them with mechanical parts, because that is what he wants, and that is how you will become enlightened.
Wow. Bro, have you tried a keto diet? I mean, I'm just saying. The AdMech actively lobotomizes everyone so that... That's crazy. Honestly, it's such an interesting idea that in some distant future, when somehow you have these machines, very, very, very interesting dystopian future, right? Like, I didn't realize the Adeptus Mechanicus actually had that as such a creed. I just thought they thought technology was everything, so they worship technology. I didn't realize that their actual ideology was so hemming on the idea that flesh is weakness. Dude, really interesting stuff. Post-cyberpunk. I like that a lot. Shit.
Hard technophiles mixed with religious extremism. Adeptus Mechanicus. Now, for their army side of things, they are with the Scutari. The Scutari operate with very bizarre weaponry and lots of different kinds of vehicles, tanks, and different people in between. They're very weird, but they have extremely wacky and enjoyable, and in fact quite effective, both in the real game and in the lore, weaponry and gear. Overall,
interesting. Are they... I wonder, do they become part of the hive mind? Is that like the gimmick? If you join the Church of the Adeptus Mechanicus, you actually start worshipping this Omnissiah. When you replace yourself with machinery as much as you possibly can, do they retain individuality? Or do they become, you know, the Borg.
All as an army on the tabletop, they're very weird and have a whole bunch of different shenanigans. But if you like kind of that quirky, wacky techno thing, I'd give them a pickup. Hell, they're so paranoid. I gotta keep going. They're so paranoid and crazy. These Dune Striders you see right here, one guy was able to make them work. One guy, and he died. And they're so scared they'll never work again that they keep them on and they never turn them off, and they run around in a circle the whole time.
That is so based! Dude, that is such a crazy lore idea. And the thing is, if they're actually worshipping these machinery, these different machines, maybe the one person that actually worshipped in a specific way that got these Dune Striders to wake up, if he dies, right, they don't know if their prayers will be answered the same way, so they just keep them on. That's insane! Bro, it's like when someone lends you their phone and you make sure it doesn't accidentally turn off so the lock screen pops up and then you're locked out. So they just keep the phone on, just doing nothing as much as you possibly can. You just putting YouTube videos on autoplay so that the phone never turns off. Bro, that is so quirky. I love that. They have this OP tech that just doesn't work half the time.
Until they need them, and then they corral it, and they go into battle.
They corral them. They just leave them on. That's awesome. Honestly, that's so dope. Dude, I love the Adeptus Mechanicus now. That is fascinating.
Yep. The Adeptus Mechanicus. Now, if you want to talk about faith, though, let's talk about the Sisters of Battle.
Okay.
A simp has fallen for an e-girl in Lego City.
Nope.
The Sisters of Battle of the Adeptus Sororitas.
Bro, there is no way boob armor is actually in Warhammer. There is no way Warhammer has boob armor. There's no way. We've been over this. Bro, we got this all over again. Defense 500, defense 10,000. Yeah. Okay. All right, we got this. All right, okay.
If that's how I pronounce it correctly, is an all-female group of battle sisters going through the ecclesiarchy section.
Okay, so they're just a branch of the ecclesiarchy. This is the nun branch. Except nuns in the world of Warhammer aren't sitting in a convent and singing, no. Nuns with guns, baby. We've seen it before in anime, and we are bringing it to the world of Warhammer.
Of the Imperium. The ecclesiarchy is, of course, the church. This is, imagine a private army of the church, which is scary, and it is. The
scary as Hudwar, thanks for the sub.
Sisters are...
Bro, I love how this is just Nick Fuentes' ideal America. He's just like, yes, all of America shall just become one with the church, and we will murder the heretics, and everyone's like, yeah!
An extremely zealotous force, and they take this to a full extreme. They believe in three main things: faith, martyrdom, and fire.
Based! Damn! Bro, these guys are awesome. What the fuck? These Sisters of War are insane.
The Bolter, the Flamer, and the Melta, the Sisters of Battle are extremely potent at taking out chaos and heretics. Mainly heretics, because as they are a fighting section of the ecclesiarchy.
Right, they're the ecclesiarchy. They're there about the heretics.
The church, that's the big thing they want to kill. Any form of heretic will face the Emperor's justice through those three main weapons, the Bolter, the Flamer, and the Melta, and they will...
Bro, this is insane. OST, angelic choir in the background. You know, it's just fucking deranged, crazy-ass women, crazy-ass, murderous nuns just coming out there.
Will do so with extreme prejudice.
Wait, are you saying... Okay, dude, lore drop in chat. Fun fact, the ecclesiarchy isn't allowed to have men-at-arms. They took an oath against men-at-arms. Women-at-arms is a loophole, that's why they have a soldier of women! Dude, that's amazing.
Literally. They are the closest things we have to nuns in space, and I'm talking hardcore nuns. They carry holy fire on their backs.
Oh my god, bro. Holy water? No, that's for bitches. Holy fire.
They have holy, like, books and sigils all across their armor. Their main battle tank is a fucking pipe organ.
Dude, that is so cool. That is so meta. Oh my god.
Missile launcher.
Dude, that is the most metal shit in the world. A pipe organ missile launcher. It's crazy church zealots on crack.
They have small babies that they have like removed their brain capacity to make them little servant cherubs.
Okay, that's fucked up. I was there with you for faith. I was there with you for heresy, and I was there with you for fire. That's fucked up. They fucking take babies, they lobotomize babies, attach wings, and turn them into self-destructing cherub monsters. Okay, bro. Like, what?
To fly around and give them ammunition and shit. They drop church...
For humanity, am I right? It's just a late-term abortion. Oh my god.
From low orbit as mini drop pods onto battles. They drop
churches onto battles.
Churches into battles, and they...
Dude, I love the lore. Dude, Warhammer lore is insane. And we're still in the factions of humanity, bro.
Lair war hymns and holy music from their frigates in low atmosphere and shower holy water.
Dude, they look so angelic too. It's insane. They take that aesthetic to the absolute extreme. New church just dropped. Bro, they dropped churches on the enemy. And then they just, oh my god.
Across the battlefield. These are the people you are dealing with, and they're fucking awesome.
They are, bro. I'd let them shoot me with their goddamn pipe missile organs.
They can literally stave off demons on the tabletop because their faith is that strong.
That's
Remember
insane.
the warp, the demons from the warp? Well, the warp also manifests in your mind. All of your emotions.
Right? That's oh, true. True. Saint Celestine. Think about it, right? The whole battle in this world is really order versus chaos. Now, order could be looked at as just obeying your emperor, fighting the battles for your emperor. That is order. But faith is also order. Their faith is so strong look, increasing your faith is an insane mental fortitude. You need crazy mental fortitude to be that goddamn faithful, okay? So these guys have so much faith that they could stave off chaos. God, dude, these guys are insane. This is the best faction. Oh, you guys rooting for the fucking Imperial Guard? Nah. Sisters of War, ladies and gentlemen. No one expects the Celestine Inquisition, baby.
Negative and positive, go through the warp. It's the immaterium, the place of all things. So if you are that mentally fortified, that mentally strong, you can stave off horrifying demons.
Bro, it's crazy. They're up against Eldritchian entities, so... Shit, bro. That's crazy.
And all these girls, oh, not a crack. Not a crack in that mental armor.
Shit.
Now, as much as
history's most stable women. Chat, don't say that and just expect me to read it back to you to make it into the YouTube video. Okay, this is why we have Kick Chat. We keep that stuff in Kick Chat, okay?
as a meme as they are, and as much as their models look a lot like Ongo Gabloglian, yeah, which I can't unsee anymore. I gotta say, I love their design. I think they're extremely cool. They're another army that I'm currently collecting. They just released a whole new line of figures very recently, and they look wonderful. Everything from Celestine, the living, literally undying saint from the...
Bro, they actually have Saint Celestine, a saint. Someone who has so much faith. This is actually wild that this is a faction in Warhammer. Dude, what were people complaining about female custodies and all that? Dude, these guys are insane. Like, what was even that whole debate about? Dude, the more I get into actual Warhammer lore, I realize how much of a nothing burger the whole crazy back and forth on that drama was all about.
Triumph of Saint Catherine, which is literally a funeral procession as a model. Those organ tanks I mentioned earlier.
Dude, look at that thing. It's a church organ with missiles. The cherubs. This is insane.
This shit is the most over-the-top badass.
There is exactly one sister of battle who felt the chaos, and she felt the Slanesh. Dude, I love that. I love the extra little chat lore bits. Appreciate you guys.
In a lot of the Warhammer universe, and goddamn it, is it over the top. But Sisters of Battle are so cool. While I'm a guardsman at heart, oh, this is such a cool faction. By Bolter Shell, Flamer Burst, and Melta Blast, the mutant, the heretic, and the traitor alike are cleansed of their sin of existence.
Yo! Bro, cringe modern religions. Would you accept? Okay. Will you decide to take the path of retribution and mercy? Will you ask your Lord and Savior for forgiveness? Based Warhammer religions, you will be cleansed of your sin of existence.
So it has been for 5 millennia, so shall it be until the end of time.
Holy fuck, these guys are crazy. Oh my god, dude.
And speaking of burning demons.
Ooh.
I can see!
The Grey Knights. Okay, I don't know about these guys.
The Grey Knights are the first army I actually collected back in 7th edition. The Grey Knights are a super secretive and much more old school look at power armored knights. Except they are all psychers. All of them have that crazy space.
Wait, are they under a Primarch, like the Supermarines? Or do they have, like, are they a completely individual group?
It's magic magician shit. For every 100,000 guardsmen, there's one Grey Knight. For every 10,000 Sisters of Battle, there's one Grey Knight. For every 1,000 Space Marines, there's one Grey Knight.
One Grey Knight for every 1,000 Space Marines. Jeebus, Fleebus. Okay, I got it. So these guys are basically the elite of the elite. They are, they're psychers, so they're already awesome, right? They could channel the warp. And they are just, okay, all right. I'm following.
Grey Knights are the strongest of the strong, both in mental will and absolute just strength. These are Space Marines that are all high-level psychers, all of them able to specifically do one goal, and that is kill demons. The Emperor believed that the demons of chaos were the #1 threat to the Imperium, and he probably is right.
I mean, yes, because these demons are the embodiment of chaos. And again, the Imperium survives through order. The moment their order collapses, the Imperium is toast.
However, this group is entirely based on doing that through a myriad of tactics.
All right.
Coming from the planet, or I guess the moon, of Titan in the Sol system.
Isn't Titan a moon?
The Grey Knights are thrown through extremely rigorous training and are as clear of mind and soul as they possibly can be. Since the demons of the warp are the warp and your mind projects to the warp, people can go insane very fast, especially lower level psychers.
Right. But these guys are high-level psychers.
These Grey Knights need to be able to harness the warp in the presence of demons and...
Oh, and still not go crazy. Right. So every psyker harnesses the warp, right? That's how they do their magic, right? This is the supernatural side of humanity, right? This is the power system, I guess, for the magic end of humanity. Channeling the warp as a psyker. The issue is, if you channel the warp, the demons that happen to live in the warp might decide to, you know, possess you, fuck around a little bit, find out, you know. But these guys have to train that even in the presence of demons to channel the warp and not be corrupted, which I imagine is much more difficult. See, I'm corrupted by demons, and I don't even channel the warp. These guys, insanely metal.
And stay perfectly sane. One of their characters, one of my favorite characters, is named Castellan Crow. Okay. He has a demon blade, the black blade of Hama.
Bro thinks he's Finn. Bro thinks he's Finn the human.
Hama. And he has to have it on him because it tempts everyone nearby, constantly beckoning them. Use my power, use my strength, suck my penis, whatever the possibility.
Oh my God.
And so he has to keep it on him all the time.
Oh, so it's a constant temptation for everyone around him to train their ability to fight off the temptation of demons the entire time. Very interesting. I mean, think about it. That's the ultimate training. How are you going to train against the temptation of demons? Well, with demons, baby! We have demons at home!
As this thing whispers to him consistently, and he has to stave it off forever.
Bro, he's just like, dude, what's the name of that guy from Vox Machina, the big guy?
The big guy from Vox Machina. Oh, bidet, bidet, bidet.
You know what I'm talking about? Grok, right? And him with his shadow sword. Dude, one of my favorite. Okay, let's see if I can find this clip. This clip is awesome. Here, let me see if I can find this clip. Grok, is that his name? Yeah, I can't find this clip. There's one clip in Vox Machina where you have this guy with this shadow sword that's constantly whispering to him different things. But this guy's an absolute dumb fuck, and he has no idea what's even happening. It's like Grog. So he has like this shadow sword on his back, and the sword whispers to him, "I hunger." And Grog is like, "Ooh, me too, stomach." And then he just walks into a restaurant. Thanks, stomach, me too. I was dying, bro. Anyway, that was not relevant, but that was funny.
Being alone in his chambers or on the battlefield, because anyone who gets too close to it might be tempted a little too hard. He is that pure of heart and mind.
Hell
and all
yeah.
the characters in the Grey Knights are basically like that.
Just epic mind trainers, training their mind at all times, mind and body. Crazy.
The only issue is that Grey Knights have a scorched earth policy, you know, more ways than one.
Heresy! Wait, they actually will wipe out the planet? Like, oh god.
If they're fighting demons, demons corrupt and make people crazy.
No! They wipe out their own? After they come in contact with demons, they wipe out their own? Just in case they might be possessed or... Oh my god, dude.
So if I'm a guardsman and
oh my god, bro, these poor guardsmen! These guardsmen! Why is it...
fighting demons...
Oh, dude, no, they didn't... Bricky, my guy, you have become my goat. You're using it to speak... No, these are not... How dare you? How dare you? Interspecies reviewers are awesome. Damn it.
And the Grey Knights arrive, and they kill all the demons. I'm a risk.
Right, so they kill all the guardsmen too. Fuck, dude.
And so, guess who's not making it out of there? On the tabletop...
Right, so the guardsmen overwhelmed by numbers. Again, right, we've already established the concept that guardsmen, they overwhelmed by numbers, and their lives are not really super relevant. You are only useful as a number, as a statistical advantage in battle. Fuck, dude, that is so dark. That is so dark. Imagine your existence just being a statistical advantage, right? And statistically speaking, if there is a chance that you are possessed by a demon, then, well, frankly, we're better off without you. We have billions more of exactly you. They are a kamikaze unit that will outnumber them and just be clean, power washed off the planet. Oh my god, that is so dark.
They're very strike fast, strike hard kind of people. They teleport all around the place. They are fast strike groups, small amounts of models because they're so dang strong. You only have so many characters, but with it, you get in there, you're very tough, very tanky, you hit really hard, and you try to bounce around the battlefield quickly, but you don't have numbers, and so every dead Grey Knight hits really damn hard.
Okay.
They're fun, though, if you like that kind of...
I mean, I get that, right? If you're playing with guardsmen, you have infinite guardsmen, right? Okay.
Striking kind of army. Oh, and also, Caldor Drago is a thing. We're either going to get into Caldor Drago.
Oh, man, I want to know about Caldor Drago, man.
All right, that is, oh my goodness gracious. I am the...
All right, well, okay, dude, I love that they all have their own creed. Like, they all these factions are, like, legitimate in this world, obviously. They're real people with real ideals. They fight for what they actually believe in.
Hammer. I am the mail about his fist. I am the spear in his hand. Though we are lost, I am the shield on his arm. I am the flight of his arrows. I am the hammer. I am the sword. I am the shield. I am a soldier at the battle at the end of time.
Yeah, baby! Everything for the God Emperor!
Grey Knights are pretty hardcore. They are as holy as you can get for a Space Marine. If you like Space Marines and you don't think they're holy enough, you want to be holier?
Yes.
Grey Knights.
Oh my god, literally me. Space Marine but holier. That's the dream. We worship, we serve.
Now if you want to be holier and big, let's talk Imperial Knights.
Okay, alright, we keep going, baby!
Oh, Lord, he coming!
Do you like
What was that? No.
gigantic walkers
Yes.
the size
Yes.
of homes?
Yes.
Or
Yes.
medium-sized buildings?
Yes.
Do you want to kill heretics?
Yes.
Do you want to kill like 40 of them
Yes.
per turn?
Oh, yeah.
Do you want a gigantic old-school knight noble house style of walkers?
Bro,
with
I'm literally sold.
giant chainsaw arms?
Oh! They keep selling.
You got Imperial Knights.
Oh,
Imperial Knights, it's not a whole lot to talk about them because they're just gigantic walkers, but they have this old school, like, house feel to them. Like, literally, like, they're houses.
Oh, I like being a house.
Each
I
Imperial
am the bone of my house.
Knight comes from a house, and each of them act in their own special way. These behemoth of walkers also destroy almost everything in their path, killing full swaths of squads in a couple shots, stepping on legions of troops. Like
Of heretics, I imagine.
these things do not mess around.
Good
and they
shit.
look so cool. Imperial Knights and Chaos Knights, actually, for that matter, don't have
Wait, what are Chaos Knights? Are they Imperial Knights that are taken over by Chaos?
a whole lot to discuss. They're just super big, heavy walkers, and they look different depending on your house or chaos god you currently believe in. And overall,
Imperial Knights? Y'all for pussies. Chaos Knights. Yes, sir. We worship Nurgle in this house, and we are a Chaos Knight. Oh my god.
all these things are just really cool if you want to murder everything in your path. They're the big
Bro! They don't only step on heretics, but if they step on you, you were a heretic. Yeah, just rewrite history, why not?
scary big unit of Warhammer, and if you want to collect them, go to town. They make for a great painting project too. Game over back down.
Brother, that's crazy. Like, these guys are just mega knights. They're just mechs. They're just like, this isn't power armor, this is just a mech.
Down to Earth. Let's talk something about a little.
This is the second mech in the history of Warhammer lore. The first mech battle in Warhammer lore was when two pregnant women fought each other. Because pregnant women are just kind of mechs controlled by the little fetus inside. Like, two pregnant women fighting, that's a mech fight, in my opinion. But the second mech in Warhammer history, Imperial Knights.
A little bit different, a little more gold.
The Adeptus Custodes! Bro, I was waiting for the Custodes. Nux, I didn't need that knowledge. That's why you're here. Subscribe for more knowledge that you didn't need. Okay, alright. Adeptus Custodes. I was literally waiting for this the entire time. Alright, bro.
If guardsmen are regular soldiers,
Okay.
Space Marines are super soldiers,
Yes.
Grey Knights are super soldiers, the Adeptus Custodes are super soldiers cubed. The Adeptus Custodes
Super soldiers on crack, baby. Peak sad boys. What?
are the third major army I own. I know, 3 armies. I know, I got carried away, okay, but that's all. I only have 3. Okay?
Listen, the ad revenue for this video is paying for a new army. We'll be fine.
It's-
It's not an addiction, okay? It's a passion.
They are our final brand of Space Marines,
All right.
but these ones are super special.
Right, these guys are the mega faithful, the Emperor's guys, right?
Okay, if a guardsman is 6 foot, a Space Marine is 7 feet, a custodian is 8 feet. These are the giant defenders of
These are the big fucking guys. These are like the big fucking big boys. The big fuckers.
Holy Terra, which is also
Right,
Earth.
are they the ones that never leave Earth? That after the war, after the Horus heresy, the war at 30k, when the Emperor was mortally wounded, they took a vow to never leave Terra. Those are the guys that are constantly just stationed around the planet Earth. And ultimately, they failed Dad, so yeah, they should feel bad, right? But at the same time, they are literally the most powerful force of the Imperium, and they are not actively engaged in combat, right? Which is strangely ironic.
Earth is Terra, Terra.
Got it.
Themselves. These are the people that literally guard the Emperor's throne room, hence Custodes. These boys protect the Emperor's throne room
Hey, I know him.
at all times and are literally like handcrafted people. They're not humans brought up by a gene seer or something. These are all handcrafted super soldiers.
Yeah, these super soldiers, they ain't made in China, baby. They're made in Switzerland. And they are they are mass-produced cookie-cutter super soldiers made from sweatshops. No. They are high-end Italian suits, each one made by a different stitch of a different master.
I think from a tube. These behemoth of men are like 8 feet, 8.5 feet tall, and functionally immortal. They stand still, spear in hand, for hundreds of years.
Bro, that's crazy. Dude, get into battle. Come on, man.
Without the need to sleep and barely even the need to eat, watching over the throne room and every other area of Holy Terra for their entire purpose in life.
Dude, come on. Are you serious, man? Bro.
And oh my lord, are they terrifying.
They're terrifying epic super soldiers that are literally like demigods. And their entire existence is wasted watching a throne room for the Emperor while, oh my god, that's insane. I mean, ultimately though, like I wouldn't go and assassinate the Emperor if these guys were around.
These custodians put Space Marines to shame. If you liked your super soldiers, these are your super mega soldiers. One of these men can take on probably 3 Space Marines and most likely win. They're
brother, and this, oh my god. And we saw the Space Marines.
There are many different groups of
they fucking eat ass for breakfast.
Custodians as well, like the Solar Watch, or there's also one of my personal favorite, the Aquilin Shield. The Aquilin Shield go out to seemingly unimportant individuals and protect them because they believe that they are going to be doing something very important in their lives. For instance,
interesting. So the custodians, the custodian's job is ultimately, these are people that worship the Emperor, right? They worship the Emperor. They are purely there to protect the Emperor. But if someone is important for the future of the Emperor, well then yes, they will leave the throne room to protect that guy, because that guy is the future of the Emperor. I respect.
Let's say a regular guardsman gets the protection of this giant
bro, every single custodes is just another John Wick. Every custote is another John Wick just standing there, spear in hand.
1/2-foot tall golden god, because that guardsman will end up becoming a general one day or
right. That idea, the idea that that person is important for the future of the Emperor, the custodians will protect them as well. That's pretty awesome.
Something of that nature. The custodians work in mysterious ways and are almost always
bro just made a God reference. God works in mysterious ways, and so do the custodians.
outnumbered, but never outmatched. These people are pretty horrifying, both on the tabletop as well as in the lore. There are very few of them, however, and there's actually an extremely small amount of them, but that's kind of the point. There's only so many of these people that can have war gear this strong, weapons this powerful, and training this good. And the custodians have all 3 of it. For 100 years, I stood my watch amidst the somber shadows of the Sanctum Imperialis. I was still as a statue, but always ready. Always attuned to dangers unseen.
Bro, this man stood in one place without moving, without eating, without shitting for 100 years of constant vigilance. In case something happens, he will be ready. Bro.
Days, months, years passed by in a frenzied blur beyond those walls, yet within, little moved and nothing changed. For 100 years, I did not but wait, yet had any threat appeared, I would have struck it down in a heartbeat. For 100 years, I stood my watch, and as it ends, I can tell you this, patience is a weapon.
That's insane. The ultimate super soldier of mankind. Standing for 100 years doing absolutely nothing, just being constantly ready when you have billions of people dying in war. They get retired the second their skills drop by 1%. Bro, it's like these are the ultimate fighters.
The custodians are the top dogs of the Imperium, and they hurt just that same way. Though
never hath I jacked off for 100 years.
I do want to discuss a little bit about the Sisters of Silence before we get out of here, because the Sisters of Silence I also have a few of, and they're really fun, but they don't get enough attention. These kind of bald, plume.
Kind of bald. They're kind of bald. Because they have these freaking thingos. Alright, respect.
Ladies.
Dude, why do they give them boob armor? Boob armor is not helpful for mankind, and therefore heresy.
Are a whole group of pariahs, or also known as blanks.
Bro, they got that Zuko cut. Yeah. Sorry, Jojo Siwa. You didn't come first.
We'll be referring to the
impractical boob armor. The Asmon Girl Legion. Dude, chat, you guys are going crazy.
As blanks from now on. So as every mind is somewhat connected to the warp, these blanks are a genetic mutation that has it suppressed heavily.
Okay.
Because of that mind suppression.
Wait, if they're a genetic mutation, why don't the Sisters of War or the Ecclesiarchy just wipe them out?
Normal people feel this weird, like, uncomfortable nature when around them. When a Sister of Silence walks past them, you feel ill. You feel just uncomfortable and strange. So most of them don't actually live past childhood, because once they are birthed, they're, well...
They're heretics! Oh my god!
You know, killed.
Oh man, anything that's a mutant is a heretic. Anything that's mutated even a little bit is branded a heretic by the Ecclesiarchy. Oh my god, dude.
Or something at a very
Dude, that's a big fucking sword.
young age, because they just emit a horrifying aura.
It's like, bro, they give birth to one of them and they're like, bad vibes, kill the baby. They turn her into a lobotomized cherub for the Sisters of War.
These ladies, however, are guardians of the throne as well for more psychic threats. See, none of the custodians are psychers, so they have a difficult time.
Oh! Wait, so who would win, a custodian or a Grey Knight? Like, what's more powerful between the two? Obviously, in combat, the custodians are stronger, but the Grey Knights are all psychers. So, got it. So technically, you need the custodians as like the ultimate physical barricades to protect the throne room from any physical threat, and you'll need these Sisters of Silence to protect against mental battles, right? If a demon comes from the warp to start infecting people with chaos, these are the cure. So you need to defend on both sides.
Time dealing with major demons and other kinds of psychic phenomena. These sisters are extremely specialized in it, all of them taking a vow of silence as they don't speak.
Oh, they're called Sisters of Silence because they don't speak, to buff up their mental fortitude to be the ultimate guardians for the Emperor.
Hence the term.
Against, I don't know, a mental battle.
Sisters of Silence, but they communicate through hand gestures and things of that nature.
But also, pointy boob armor is literally not practical. It is not practical! End the bloodline, goddammit!
But if there's a demon issue, if there's...
Okay, chat, too far, too far. Sisters of Silence, they don't speak. Chat immediately goes, history's ideal women. No! How dare you? How dare you? This stays in kick chat. God damn it. No!
If there's any kind of warp-based problem, the sisters are extremely adept at dealing with them, thanks to their blank gene. They normally work a lot of time with the custodians because they have to deal with both kinds of threats.
Right, the custodians, physical threats, and you got the Sisters of Silence, the, you know, mental threats. But boob armor is not practical. They need boob guns. That's practical. What is wrong with you? What is wrong with you? Yeah, boob guns. Yeah, that's much better. What do you want them to do? Crush their boobs? What is even that question? What is even that question? Guys, female armor can have space there for the chest. Here's an example, okay? Bro. This is practical female armor, okay? Practical female armor. You got your space, but, you know, you don't have something like this, which will... Guys, if a sword stabs anywhere in the chest area, the roundness of the boob armor would make the sword slide into the center, which is the heart. Boob armor actively gives a path for any sword or blade or anything that stabs to be diverted exactly into the heart, instead of maybe only hitting you, like, let's say, here on the shoulder, which you could survive from. Any stab becomes fatal with the guiding path of boob armor. It's not practical, god damn it! You know what is practical, though? This is practical. Defense 500. Defense 10,000. Now this is practical. I'm just saying. Y'all are just haters.
But they're not represented that way on the tabletop. In fact, they only have like one real model for them, which is very unfortunate. I hope they'll get some like news soon, because I think they should really be working together as it is that way in the lore. But hopefully we'll get there soon. But if we're talking about blanks, let's talk assassins.
My
Oh! The Officio Assassinorum. Goddamn. Goddamn. That's crazy. That's dope. Bro, I didn't know that they had assassins. Why do you even need assassins? Why do you even need assassins in a world like this? In a war where you're wiping out planets, are assassins actually even helpful? I don't know.
Gone forever.
It's been a long video. We're about to round it out. We got this and one more human thing, and then we're done. The assassins, though, the Officio Assassinorum, oh boy, these people are deadly. Yeah, they're called assassins. They should be, but...
I mean, that makes sense. Yeah, I get.
Oh, man. These people will mess you up. So these are from the Officio Assassinorum, a very special organization, and they are handpicked by the Grand Master of the Officio Assassinorum from the...
Don't be the ecclesiarchy.
Shit, what was it called? Scola Progenium.
Bro, what? This is a whole new sect?
It's basically an orphan school. Your parents got murdered by demons or something, you get sent to this and you get trained to be whatever. Tempestus Drop Troop, an Inquisitor maybe even. Maybe you get a blank gene and you get thrown into the Sisters of Silence, or sometimes you just disappear. When you are taken...
Calm, that's pretty awesome. Love that.
However, you go to one of 4 temples because the Assassinorum works in the temple style of things.
Okay,
These temples are the Vindicare, Caluxus, Calidus, and Eversor temples. We'll start with the Vindicare.
All right, so what's the point of these guys? I'm waiting to hear the point. I get it. They're deadly. They're a new faction. I don't know how they fit in with the ecclesiarchy and the overall Imperium, but I guess we'll find out.
Far away. I've been sitting here for 3 weeks. The Vindicare temple...
Listen, they're just snipers.
Is the main sniper-based temple. Gigantic sniper rifles for all these assassins. Their whole point is to be able to be in a spot and sit there, eye and scope, for weeks, waiting for their perfect target, taking people out from literal miles away.
Okay, I get it. Very cool, but let's think about this for a second. Why is that important? Why is that important? I'm talking about lore-wise. I'm not talking tabletop-wise. Tabletop-wise, I get it. I totally get it. But lore-wise, if you're going to wipe out, like, a planet, right? Because that seems to be kind of what this war is all about. What's an assassin gonna do? You just overwhelm them, right? Wouldn't that be the goal? I'm just asking out of ignorance here.
After extremely long time periods, the Vindicare
because politicians could be heretics too. Hell yeah.
Temple.
Every world still has its own local government. Wait, so they would send in assassins to, let's say, take down some important people of some planet's government or some planet's military, and then they'll send in their sweeping armies once they've already crippled them? Like, is that actually a tactic utilized in this lore?
Is about precise, perfect aim. There have been reports of Vindicares being able to single out particular body parts from over 2-3 miles away. Temples in the head, the jugular, for instance.
They would shoot the jugular of some random guy miles away. Jeebus.
And been sitting.
So that's how they cripple planets before the actual invasion, before they send in a, 500,000 of the Royal Guard.
Sitting there after weeks, and when they're ready, take that shot. Time is done, packs them up. The Calidus Temple, however, is a lot more about shape.
Bro, the Calidus Temple is making me feel a certain way. I'm just saying. He didn't need to look like Spider Venom, Girl Venom, Rule 34, gender bent. Didn't need to do that. Did not need to do that. God damn. Editor, cut that out. We don't want Twitter canceling me. Bro, she looks like she walked right out of a freaking latex BDSM. I don't know. What is even going on?
Shifting and deviant art. It's mostly a female-based one, or at least it seems to be, and this allows a lot of body augmentation. For certain individuals to be able to kind of transmorph themselves and infiltrate areas that are problems.
If boob armor is impractical, how do you think about full latex skin suits? Literally 100% useful. Pure latex skin suits, they don't get more practical than that. I think everyone should be in a pure latex spin suit. Latex spin suits, for literally everyone. It is incredibly based. It's helpful for multiple things. It's helpful for motor and not. It's important. Okay.
Assassins will
Stealth. Yeah, it's practical to be able to move around. You know what I'm saying? It gives you more arm rotation ability. I'm just saying.
Of taking missions that take them years, 2-3 years, to infiltrate a heretical group and slowly work their way up, just to get enough time to put a bullet into the main target's head.
Okay, so listen, I guess they just do assassin things and spy things. They invade, they spend 3 years on a mission, and poof, they take out one guy. I guess I'm busy looking at Warhammer from the perspective of a massive war, right? I'm looking at Warhammer from the perspective of billions of lives are dying. But sometimes a mission could just be to take out one high target guy. And for that, you need these guys. Like, I didn't look at it that way. Like, I was looking at this on a very macro level. You know, send in 500,000 Imperial Guards and 30,000, I don't know, Space Marines. But sometimes, I don't know, they're different insurgencies, they're different threats, they're different religious cults and zealot groups and heretic fuckers that you need to take out. And sometimes the best way to do it is just to, you know, put a bullet in the head of the main guy instead of actually diverting some massive force to do it.
And then escape unharmed. Or become the main target and sabotage it from within.
Oh, shit.
These are all completely about deception, mind tricks, polymorphing.
Wait, so they'll join a cult. They'll be in the cult for years until they become the leader of the cult, and then they'll just dissolve the cult. Bro, that's so based. Oh my god.
And everything in between. And lots of drawings. Lots.
I wonder why. I don't know why there's so much drawing specifically of this part of the cult. I'm just curious. I paused the screen to ask this query, not for any other reason.
Some drawings. The Eversor Temple. Just kind of disturbing one. The Eversor Temple is about.
This is a disturbing one. We just talked about ending the bloodlines and scorched earth policies, but this one's disturbing.
Want anything to come back alive, friend or foe. You want it all dead. An Eversor is psychogenically conditioned with just psychotherapy and psychological torture to only feel violence, hatred, and anger.
Why do we need these guys again?
It does the Clockwork Orange style of thing of just making you forced to watch never-ending pain and misery and
Bro, they watched Chapter Black from Yu Yu Hakusho, I get it, but why though?
Psycho conditioning, I guess is the term. And then they pump you full of tons of psychedelic drugs.
Do they just recruit these guys from prisoners? Do they turn these people, like, from the, you know, what are they called? The C-class personnel from SCP? They put Velma on loop for 72 hours? Like, from children? Oh my god, dude.
And they cryo-freeze you. And then they...
What?! They turn you into a ball of misery and anger, and then they just freeze you to thaw you out and drop you into some area that they just need to be taken down?
Drop you in an...
Oh no!
Area where they just want to make sure everything is dead.
Bro, these are literally berserkers that they'll just freaking drop down into a battlefield that they just want everyone dead. Little rage bombs. Oh my god, dude. Of course they have units like that. Why wouldn't they? And honestly, it makes sense. Let them take, Bro, he's not equipped with genobombs. He is the genobomb. They will mentally scar you and pump you full of psycho drugs to make you a berserk rage monster that will kill everyone around you. They'll cryo freeze you until they need you. Now that's a human weapon. Everyone talks about human weapon this, human weapon that. This is a literal human weapon. He's a living bomb.
And then you defrost, full of just all this insane, mind-boggling psycho.
I never thought of combining berserkers and assassins, because assassins, you'd think they need to be quiet and stealthy and shit to take down a target. But what if the target is, I don't know, an entire army? Well, we'll just shoot you in there and let you destroy everything.
Therapy and psychedelic drugs, and you just go to town. Yeah, if you don't care if anyone comes back alive.
That's why you need the snipers. I was talking about why you need the snipers. Obviously, because you drop this guy. He kills everyone, and then you have the sniper kill him. Oh my god, that's so cursed. Oh my lord, dude. Yo, that's terrifying.
Like, all right, lost cause.
Again, it's goals. It's end goal over means. Obviously, the means are insanely cursed. But the end goal is you got a super soldier that's just gonna jump in there, kill everyone with no morals or qualms, and then you'll just end him.
Send him in. Finally, there's the most bizarre temple, the Calyxus Temple. The Calyxus assassins are feared even among the other temples.
Wait, so you're telling me these guys fear these guys? Oh god, oh god, oh no, I'm not ready for this.
The Calyxus assassins are feared even among the other temples. So that blank gene, the people will go to the Calyxus temple with this as well. And this is where they can
Okay, so if you have the blank gene, you either become the Silent Sister, pretending the Emperor from Psycho Attacks, or you join this Temple of Assassins. Gotcha.
Harness that to be massively anti-psyker, or even just anti-regular people. They are seen with extreme
I'm anti-regular people.
Fear and distrust among many, many people. They are described by the Eldar by quote.
By the Eldar? The Eldar are the super psyker race of people that ruled the galaxy for 60 million years until Slanesh showed up. And they know these guys personally? Oh, that's scary as hell.
As being pure evil.
Oh my god. They're pure evil, but they're the ultimate weapons against chaos. Because if you think about it, any pure evil... Okay, this is actually a really interesting philosophical point. Pure evil is, in essence, order, right? Chaos is a lack of order. Sometimes they'll do good, sometimes they'll do bad. It's the chaos, and that's the villain, right? Pure evil is just a branch of order. Because if you will always be constantly evil and devoted to your cause of evil, then technically that is order. So it works. The logic checks out in the actual sense of what the Imperium is actually trying to do.
Imagine that uncomfortable feeling from that blank gene I mentioned, and then imagine them being taught and given equipment to amplify it by 100. If normally regular people feel uncomfortable, now they are basically...
This is targeted. They could actually use it as a weapon. It's not just like a bad vibe you get being around them. They use that bad vibe to destroy your minds. The Eldar wanted to kill and torture out of boredom, right? They were 60 million years, so they decided to just kill people and enslave them, because why not?
Akin to being a siren wailing directly in your ear. And if you're a psyker, oh no. The sheer...
So these guys are actual psyker killers. Like, they are the ultimate psyker killers.
Presence of a Calyxus assassin is enough for you to tear your skin off. You will rather gouge your eyes out and rip your nails off than even being near this person.
I cannot believe I didn't know these guys were around. These guys are the Giga threat. Bro, these guys would end an entire platoon of Grey Knights.
Calyxus assassin is when you want psychers to literally lose their minds, and they will go on their knees and ask you to gun them down.
Oh my god, dude.
Because it is a suitable choice over being anywhere near you.
These guys are the fucking Lich. They are the Lich from Adventure Time. What? The Calyxus. These guys are... That's insane! What would they do to the Emperor? What would the Emperor do around these guys? I guess he's probably just gonna be... He's probably a psyker that's too powerful for them to invade their mind. But, like, these guys are insane. How many are there?
The motto of that temple is, that which is unknown and unseen commands the greatest fear.
God
now,
damn.
for the tabletop, assassins aren't that special. You can call them in no matter what Imperium faction you are, and they do a lot of work for themselves, but at the same time, they're very specialized and require a lot of finesse.
Okay.
And they work the way you generally want them to, though. You want to cause some distortion and weird stuff, you take a Calidus. You want to just murder swaths of infantry and then blow up everything.
Right, you drop down the fucking Berserker guys.
You want to kill that one guy, Vindicare, and if you have a lot of psychers, Calyxus. It's a nice little, like...
Very simple. Obviously, tactical units, I guess. All right, so that's how they're used. They're not like an actual squad. They're implemented in different areas of the Imperium. Got it. But the point is, like in war, that's crazy. These Psyker killers, even the Eldar think they're pure evil. Dude, these guys are scary.
Of all trades, if you have a specific thing you want to kill, and you get to choose which is really fun. But now, let's talk about the last human faction.
All right. So, one more human faction. One more human faction.
We can round this video out before we do part 2. The Inquisition.
Ooh.
And we have a lot to talk about with them.
Well, on the subject of heresy!
Heresy!
Oh boy. Where do I even begin?
Dude, the Inquisition. Wait, so these are the bad guys. I mean, bad guys, right? Everyone's a bad guy. Wait, so this is the Horus Heresy, guys? The Inquisition? Okay,
Get with the Inquisition. Take every secret police you can think of. The KGB, the Gestapo, the CIA, FBI, any of these kinds of people.
All right, cool.
And then mark it up by about 10.
Okay.
And give them the most power in the entire Imperium.
No one expects the Spanish Inquisition.
No, you know what? How about this? This right here, it's not just a quote.
Okay.
This is the imperial motto. The motto of the Inquisition. I apologize for my bad pronunciation. Innocentia nihil probat. Innocence proves nothing.
What is that quote? Bro, Warhammer is absolutely insane. How do you even conceive something like this? Innocence proves nothing? Oh, what does that even mean?
Thing. The most powerful organization in the Imperium, the secret police, their #1 motto is innocence proves nothing.
What does that even mean, bro? The Inquisition, it's a secret police, got it. No one is innocent, everyone's a heretic, and we will do whatever we need to do to squash out heresy.
The Inquisition goes around like...
Dude, these designs are insane. How is this art so good?
The secret police, or like detectives, to find issues in the Imperium. And they have different ordos depending on which one we're talking about. The Ordo Hereticus, the Ordo Xenos, the Ordo Malleus, for instance, and a whole bunch of other ones. Hereticus is obvious. They deal with heretics. Xenos tries to find alien threats, and Malleus is demons.
Demons, because demons are from the warp, right? So you got a demon faction, you got a Xenos, an alien faction, and you got a heretic human faction. And they are the secret police that will just, oh my god, dude. By any means necessary. Innocence means nothing, just fuck.
They all have different specializations in what they're trying to go for as this Inquisitor. And that's what they're called, Inquisitors. Each of them, as an Inquisitor, has their own free reign to do as they wish.
Wait, so unlike, let's say, the Space Marines that have different units for different specialties, they're a unit that ultimately is, let's say, obeying their Primarch. Once an Inquisitor becomes an Inquisitor, they're given free reign to carry out the will of the secret police however they see fit. No matter what. Innocence means nothing. They have free reign to actively go out and do whatever it takes. Your specialty could be inquisitioning demons, humans, aliens. That's your job. That's horrifying that there even is a faction like this.
They may have a ship and a crew, and they go out to find problems and interrogate people a lot. They are above the law in every department.
Oh my god, but I'm innocent! Innocence proves nothing.
Over Space Marines. Now, the Space Marines might argue against them and stuff, and there might be a lot of blowback, but technically they are above them.
That's crazy.
As Inquisitors.
So how do they get that position? How do you become an Inquisitor?
They are looking to investigate and figure out coups and cults and demonic incursions and possible Xenos issues like gene stealers or a new threat coming into an area. They're about learning that stuff and actually doing detective work. And memes aside, they're pretty good at it. The Inquisition has...
I'm sure you got a couple of really awful ones here and there, right? I'm sure you have a few corrupt people just like you have everywhere. But in the grand scheme of things, these guys are super duper trained in a certain area, and that is to rid the world of heresy. Of demons, of humans, of aliens.
Having all of this power does make them a little bit power hungry and frantic sometimes. And yes, it is still a bad thing, but most of them are pretty good at their job.
That's good,
and they
I
spend a
guess.
lot of time being very diligent to make sure that all of these leads they follow are proper and correct. They're basically space detectives with just enormous power.
And space detectives, except they don't need no warrant. They don't need no proof. They're space detectives, but the law bends to them.
And sometimes a bit of a power complex. And we haven't even talked about Exterminatus yet. Exterminatus. Exterminatus is deeming a planet unfit to be saved.
And the Inquisitors have the right to do that? Wait, hold the fucking phone. The Inquisitor shows up one day and is like, alright guys, we have deemed this planet Exterminatus. And they're like, okay. They send out the letter and they wipe out the planet. Brother.
I deem that this planet is demon infested and taking it back will cost too many resources and is not worth it. I have now committed Exterminatus on this planet. I will now sign the death warrant of an entire Imperium planet.
This is even, wait a second, this is an Imperium planet. Right, because the demons are showing up from the warp and taking over people's minds. So after a lot of investigations, these guys are gonna look into this planet. They're gonna realize that this planet has been infested by demons. And yes, they could try to find the people that are infested by demons and they could try to kill them. They could send factions to clear out the planet and take it over. But if they deem it not worth it, this planet's just not worth taking over. It's not worth fighting. Exterminatus, we fucking Buster Call this shit and we just nuke the planet out of orbit. We just genobomb it. We just freaking Death Star this shit.
As it is unfit to take and better to be destroyed than allow the enemy to hold it. This can mean saturation bombardment. This can mean cracking the planet's core and breaking it apart.
What?
Doesn't matter. Render this planet in.
And one Inquisitor has the ability to do this? One single Inquisitor could just make that call?
Hospitable to all life. Yes, the innocence proves nothing people are the only people who can choose this planet must die.
Oh my lord. That's insane. Hey, I guess if it works.
In its entirety. Yeah.
I guess you need someone to make that call, right? Sometimes it's necessary, right? So how do you define necessary? How do you define deemed necessary? Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's what this faction is all about. They are the people that we need to actually deem it necessary. And I'm sure that the training that they go through is insanely rigorous to the point that these are the types of people that you'll want to follow their leads and listen to their calls. But they have this absolute power, and I'm sure it corrupted a bunch of them. Jeebus.
You're playing the villain. Now, it is memed a lot, but most Inquisitors...
Villain? They're not a villain. They are custodians of order. They are beings of order, brother. They are worshiping the Emperor. They are bringing humanity forward. Yes. Yes. Maybe a planet or two get wiped out on the way. But it's for a brighter future, goddammit.
Inquisitors are very rare to do Exterminatus. Exterminatus is a very crazy thing. There's only so many worlds that you don't want to destroy all of them.
No, obviously, maybe they're good guys, okay? They're just, these guys were infested by demons. Am I right?
Now, naturally, with the memes aside, there are some people who are a little bit rough on this one.
Yeah, I wonder. Fidus Cryptman, an Inquisitor, Lord of the Ordo Xenos, also known as Major Tyrannivores. Okay.
But most
Alright, we need to do more lore dives on all this shit. I felt like, dude, there is so much.
Inquisitors generally
There are no good guys in Warhammer? Dude, I'm making a joke, obviously.
don't like to do Exterminatus a ton, but it is an option they have. And it's a crazy option when you think about it.
Definitely not gay for Celesti. Wait, what?
Secret Police Inquisition are unfortunately not represented on the tabletop very much. You generally kind of put one in.
Wait, that character that he did his cough joke by? This Cryptman guy? Wait a second. This Fidus Cryptman preemptively nuked several planets before the bugs could eat them to get bigger. I mean, listen, if it's for the Emperor, I guess, like, we do what we must, you know what I'm saying? Jesus, what the fuck?
Are unfortunately not represented on the tabletop very much. You generally kind of put one in your army if you feel like it. You have a couple special options there and some side content, but they're not really fleshed out very well, and personally they need a lot more stuff put in there, and they really need a lot more effort put into them. They're not quite where I want them to be. Overall, the Inquisition makes for a lot of the best storytelling as well.
I imagine, right? That's the investigation. Right? The Inquisition must be the craziest storytelling. It's literally going through the investigative processes to decide if a planet is worth exterminating.
Because it's a little bit hard to talk about a big story of a whole bunch of space marines killing something, right? It's just a big battle story. It's not as interesting. Having that,
right? You need that human side, the investigation side.
That intrigue and that moral dilemma that an Inquisitor has.
Right? Because ultimately, these guys are deciding if you're exterminating a planet. What even is a Geneva Convention, and does it taste good? Oh my god.
Makes for a lot better media. And honestly, the more people do it, I think it's better, because then it adds a little more humanity to the Warhammer horrible, horrible grimdarkness. And wow, we just finished the humans, all right? Come back to part 2 when we talk about Chaos and Xenos.
All right, I will be there. I will be there. Brother, we covered every human faction. We did the lore dive. We did our due diligence. We paid attention. We discussed. I am here. I am here, brother. That was the humans. God damn. 10,000 likes for the next one. Jeebus, Fleebus. Check out Bricky. This video was amazing. Bro actually knows how to tell a story and describe things. Dude, this lore is insane. We will start D&D stuff after we finish with Warhammer stuff. I cannot get into another franchise this massive and lore this huge, all right? Don't worry. And we'll do smaller ones like All Tomorrows and Hollow Knight and Kung Fu Panda lore later. I don't know. We'll figure this out. So let me know. Leave a like. Subscribe. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Hail to the God Emperor. Praise to the God Emperor. Innocence. If you made it to the end, click one of these 2 videos, which also will definitely get me canceled. See you live on Kick. Stay weird, fam.